Welcome to Voices of the District. District 46 is the economic and cultural hub of our city. I am Andrea Hunley. I've spent the past 2 decades cultivating collaborative relationships across a variety of sectors in our city because I know we are truly stronger together. Join me in getting to know the people that make our city special. Join me in listening to the Voices of the District. And so today with me, I have Andy. Andy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And Andy and I first met in his role as dad because your kiddos attend the school that I'm principal of.
Yep.
But then we've gotten to know each other over the course of the past 8 years. And I realized how much we have in common, how much we are connected in our fight for equity in the city and in our work to try and make things better. And so that's where I want to start. Talk to us about what's been keeping you busy here in Indianapolis.
What's been keeping me mostly busy is, my dad and family commitments and soccer practices and piano practices and all that good stuff. My day job is I'm the program manager for the city's Tenant Advocate project, which is an anti-eviction program. So that is keeping me very busy during the 9 to 5.
Now, with the tenants, I know that there's been a lot of talk about whether tenants should have representation when they are in court. I mean, what does that look like? When a tenant walks in, how does someone help them, know what their rights are and know what questions to ask and what to fight for? So
without our attorneys in the court, there's nobody there to help out except for potentially a judge might kind of help them through the legalese and understanding what's happening with their housing situation. But the city partnered with 3 legal aid organizations, and so essentially we're putting attorneys in eviction courts to provide legal advice, limited representation, some of the basic things that tenants need to stay housed, just the basic information that they need. And so other cities and states across the country have provided a legal right to counsel. So essentially treating eviction court like we do criminal courts. Indiana does not have that. So the city is doing that with funding the program.
And is that something that you would advocate for?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would too. I think that it's critical that we give people the tools they need to be able to then get what they need.
Yeah, and in the places where right to counsel is in place, the eviction rate is the percentage of evicted versus staying in your house is flipped. It's a vast difference. Just having somebody there to advocate even the smallest bit is a major improvement.
And I know that the pandemic has been incredibly hard on us as parents, but we know that it's been really, really hard, for folks trying to stay into their houses. So, I mean, what does that look like on the day-to-day with you? Have you had successes with making sure that people stay in their houses? Yeah,
we've absolutely had thousands of successes. We partner closely with the city's Indy rent assistance program. They're a very important partner with my program. They have put out tens of millions of dollars. But day to day, there's always people that we can't help. So there's the good and the bad of it.
That rent assistance program. So, as a school principal, we have a staff of 50, and most often people think about, the teachers who are salaried employees, but we have many hourly employees, many of whom are making less than $12 an hour. Which is a whole other topic. But several of them really have benefited from that rental assistance program. And that is able to then keep them feeling stable at home so that then when they enter the doors to walk and work, with school and with children all day, that then they feel stable and feel secure and are able to give that their all. I mean, so it's really an important kind of that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? In order to make sure that people can live their fullest lives. So it's really important work. So thank you for doing that. Thank you. So if you had a magic wand that you could wave to kind of, fix this whole system, what would you do?
Well, I'm a founding member of Homes for All Indy. So it's right there in the name, Homes for All. allow everybody to have a house, a safe, stable, affordable house. And to your point, the people with stable housing, they're able to participate in the workforce more efficiently. They stay at their jobs longer. They perform better at work. Kids' educational attainment is much higher as opposed to unstable housing. Healthcare costs go down when people have housing. Mental health issues are less when people have housing. So to me, safe, stable, affordable housing is the one thing that would help out with a lot of issues.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's making sure that we get those root cause, issues supported and taken care of, and we can do that better when people have stable homes. Absolutely. So I know that you also do work around community land trusts as well. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about what does that mean? What would that look like? What does it look like in the city of Indianapolis?
Sure, that was my main work at Homes for All Indy. And so we were working to, it's a common practice across the United States. There's over 300 community land trusts in the United States. Indiana, we're working on our first. So taking a proven model of subsidized development, affordable housing, and implementing it here in the Hoosier State. So I left my part-time position there, my part-time contract, to take the city role. Left it in very good hands at Homes for All Indy, lives at Kepler Institute. So the city, in the 2022 budget, has allotted 3 years of startup and overhead dollars for the Community Land Trust. The basics, the very basics, I'm not going to get into my long speech about it. The very basics is that affordable housing stays affordable instead of temporary or short-term affordability, which then flips that subsidy to the market and is more of a wealth-building exercise than a housing exercise.
Because the community then owns the house owns the land that the house is sitting on.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Talking with you about it, I had no idea what a community land trust was until I met you and started talking to you about it. And then it just got me excited to do homework and to learn more about what other cities are doing. I actually attended a webinar like last week about community land trust. I saw it pop up on Twitter and attended and got to learn about some of the things that are happening in a couple other cities. But it's folks like you who are doing that work, who are bringing these ideas, like you've said, that are proven, but we just haven't seen done here. And it's hard to imagine something you've never seen. And so I appreciate the folks like you are out there championing it and educating, us on how it can work for people. So it's really important. So you also have role as dad at home. So what are some of your hopes and dreams, as a dad for the community and for your kiddos?
All right, that's a lot. I would say just a better quality of life for them and every member of their community. Instead of looking at it with an individualistic lens, thinking broader and so that all their friends have good and decent lives and some opportunity. As opposed to, some of the cases of limited opportunity for, lower income folks and a lot of other marginalized communities. Hope they keep working on their piano and music. Hope they keep working on their soccer. And
I remember when I got to come to your house for home visits, since we do home visits, with families when kids are in kindergarten, and get to come and sit on couches, and your boys got on the piano, and I had to search for a tissue. It was just so beautiful and so moving, and just the power of music to connect is really evident in your household. Yeah, well,
Lauren asks every year for a Christmas present for them to compose a song.
Oh my gosh!
And they do it. They've been doing it. And so, they both, they have a great piano teacher in our neighborhood, and they can both they can both write a song.
I love that.
That's
well,
very
I can
sweet.
still pluck out, a Christmas song, and that's about it. Actually, during the pandemic, I started taking up lessons again because I wanted to relearn, from my days as a kid playing. And we got a piano in our house.
Nice.
Yeah, which was exciting because, you can just go on Facebook Marketplace and everybody's giving them away.
I know.
Yes. So.
I know. Keep your pianos.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it benefited me.
Yes.
Someone was giving it away. And so then what about, what's giving you hope right now? What's giving you hope now in our city?
Well, I'll go back to a couple of things I mentioned already. There's a new nonprofit downtown soccer club that's providing a little bit more low-cost soccer opportunities, and then also increasing the level of competition. So my 13-year-old can get out of downtown a little bit, stretch his legs, and face some tougher games. So that's something I've been kind of working in the backgrounds for a couple of years. I refuse to sit on the board and take a role there, and they make fun of me in their meetings because of that. But some great people on the board with a very hyper-focused on the kids and the community building piece of it instead of some of the other things that get in the way of youth sports. And then housing. We mentioned, my 9-to-5 job is trying to prevent evictions. And we are helping a lot of people. We're continuing to build our capacity and add team members. So we have more people out in the field helping folks. So that gives me hope. I hope that program lasts. I hope that we find other funding opportunities for that, and it lasts forever.
Yeah.
And then my old community land trust project. Very happy that the city is funding the startup in that, and our ongoing relationships with our development partners. There's been a lot of people at the table that are ready to make a change and do things a little bit different.
I think that's a lot of things that are giving you hope, and I hear a connected thread of just creating opportunity and equitable opportunity in the community, which I think circles through and all of those places that you have your heart and your passion, which is really evident. Yeah. Yes. Well, before we close, one more question, and that is why Andrea Hunley? Why are you excited and supporting my run for state senate?
Mostly my experience as a school dad for your principal, and kind of the business side of it. We can be friends and support you that way, but it's more. I've always seen you as a solutions person. And not a Band-Aid or kind of half-measure solution, but demanding that problems be addressed and solved. And it's that upfront stance and honesty, really. And there's a lot of Band-Aids and half-measures out there that are not solving the problem and are not helping, school kids.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I've had the privilege of, being in the same place for a decade, for 10 years, which has allowed me to see some of those projects, all the way through that have been really important and integral in making our school community a more equitable place. I would say my goal is that kids' outcomes can't be predicted by their race or by their zip code. And that, takes a lot of work to make sure that can be true.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for joining me today,
Thank you.
for coming to chat. And you all have heard Voices of the District. Thank you for joining.